Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank, starts now.
And welcome into Season Pass. I'm your host, Brian Cunningham. Episode 33 is officially underway. The final Season Pass of this season until we return at the end of August. Wall baseball is the sole Concho Valley team still alive. We also have local sports recaps to get into as we head into summer. Plus our final Angelo State weekly recap of softball, and as softball has ended, baseball hosting the regional tournament. Griff McClellan joins us later for that recap in week 33. Let's get right into it. Wall baseball starts us off. Here's the Hawks coach, Jeremy Gordon, with what has made this team so strong this season.
We've been preaching family since day one. We got it on the back of every single one of our shirts. And it just feels more genuine, more natural. The guys have really come together. And it's really weird because at the start of the season, a lot of these guys had not played a lot of baseball together, a lot of new faces. And they've gelled really well together. There's a definite brotherhood. And these guys just really rally around one another. And that family mentality, that brotherhood, that chemistry is what feels a little bit different, or that's kind of what we're hanging our hat on this year.
All business Friday night, rolling out a 10-0 shutout against Idalou in Game 1 of a best-of-3 regional semifinal at Midland College versus the Wildcats. The Hawks scored 7 runs in the 4th inning. Game 2 was played Saturday, followed by a 3rd game if necessary. The winner faces Jacksboro in the regional finals next week, and here we go. Game 2 of the 3A D2 regional semifinals. Hawks needed 1 win to move on. Wildcats hoping to force that Game 3 on Saturday. Reed Ballard gets the start for Wallace. He sits down the Wildcats batter, and on the other side, it's Gentry as he also gets a strikeout himself, returning the favor, and Wall would score 6 in the 2nd. Now in the 3rd, Idalou Cash Kuntz at the plate. He gets 1 out to short right center for a base hit. That scores Cooper Wilson to cut the deficit to 6-1. And check out this play. Caleb Braden is caught in a pickle for Wall. He keeps the defense guessing. Trevor Wyatt sneaks home for a run. Both runners were safe on this play. Wall up 7-1, and the Hawks will continue to pile on a few more as they go on to win this one 11-1, and they are now headed to the regional finals against Jacksboro next week. And coming up next on Season Pass, we know it may be the summer, but West Texas football is year-round. Central Bobcat spring game recap coming up after the break. Well, the high school football season is months away, but Central Bobcat fans can get an early glimpse of the team at the spring game Thursday night at San Angelo Stadium. The Bobcats are getting ready for their 2nd season under head coach Mark Smith, who led Central to a 4-6 overall record and a 1-4 mark in District 268 last season. Colton Hill and Micah Smith split time at quarterback as Central is looking for a new starting quarterback for the 2025 season, as Squeaky has moved on from last year's team. The Bobcats thrilled the crowd with some big plays on offense and defense. Receivers made some nice receptions, and the running backs looked sharp in the intra-squad scrimmage. And over to a signing now. 2 of the Lady Cougars playing basketball, taking their talents to the next level. Madison George will be playing basketball for Central Christian College in Kansas, and Natalie Brooks will be joining the cheerleading squad at her hometown college, Angelo State University. Current standing Cristobal coach Brad Blaylock spoke to the crowd along with cheer director Candace Munoz, who wished these young ladies the best of luck in their future. And over to Erie County now, another signing. The Hornets star high school football player Parker Posey was the center of attention Wednesday when he made his college plans official. The Hornets senior signed with Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene at the Erie County gym. He will be crossing the stage with his classmates next week for graduation. Erie County coach Don Koffel spoke to us about what this young man has meant to the program. Good luck to Parker at HSU, one of the few Concho Valley athletes to sign with HSU the last few months. And over to high school tennis before the break. Mason won 3 straight titles at the UIL Class 2A tourney in San Antonio on Friday. The boys doubles team of Carlton Schmidt and Keegan Ratliff won 7-5, 7-5. The Cowgirls doubles team of Conley Bounds and Callie Criswell beat teammates Emma McCrae and Heidi Smith 6-3, 7-5. Also, Mason in a fair mixed with doubles as Cade Dundee and Scott Magnus shook off Cooper Ratliff and Taylor Bershwali 6-7, 6-1, 6-3. Kelton Jordan was the runner-up in the boys singles. Shaylin Edmondston finished 2nd in the girls singles. Mason now has 117 state titles in program history. No team in Texas comes close to the walls. Amelia Taylor captured the Class 3A girls single championship against Corpus Christi's London Kaylee Albrecht 6-2, 6-1. Taylor only dropped 1 game in her first 3 matches. And coming up next on Season Pass, a former Central Lady Cat is off to play with Brazil's D3 national team. You don't want to miss that story. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Season Pass. my favorite phrases is that when you put in hard work and you have the right preparation, only then will opportunity present itself. Tonight, we want to again highlight a former Central Lady Cat who is living proof of this.
Come on, Lexi!
Growing up in sports, you play to have fun and you dream big, some even setting goals early, no pun intended, all while playing a game you love, and sometimes those dreams play out to more than you could have imagined. If you've attended Central soccer games between the years of 2019 and 2021, you saw someone on the field continuing her dream. Alexis Templin, the former Lady Cat standout, took her talents to the next level in 2023 and made an immediate impact starting as a freshman, even changing positions.
Like, God totally 100% guided my life, guided my journey. So for him to kind of work in that way and obviously change my path into a forward position, which I'm not used to, and then just like work through me to have all the successes that I do. On
the field as a freshman, Lexi started in 21 games and finished with 18 goals, American Southwest Conference Freshman of the Year, leading into a stellar second season that saw another 16 goals, 7-game winners, finishing second in the ASC in goals scored, helping HSU win its 26th conference title. Performances that led to Lexi and 3 of her teammates being selected to compete with not only Brazil's D3 national team in just under a week, but with 13 other ladies across the nation from their NCAA division.
There are only 17 girls going across the entire United States. And then when I saw, like, later when the roster was released, it was crazy. I'm getting able to play with 2 of the national champions this year.
17 athletes from 9 states and 9 schools all now gear up and head overseas to continue their dream of playing soccer. And this time, the ladies get to do it on the international level, with Lexi giving all the thanks to her upbringing here in West Texas that helped put her in this situation.
I think the biggest thing that got me there is my grit, my West Texas pride that kind of dates back to Coach Henry and everything that he implemented in me.
The ladies will now head to Fort Lauderdale, where they will fly to Sao Paulo, Brazil. They will play 2 matches in Jandai and Sao Paulo over 2 days, May 27th and May 28th, before heading to Rio de Janeiro and 2 more matches played there while in Brazil for a total of 4 games total. This trip from May 26th to June 4th is designed to expose players to a great soccer experience while providing a unique and once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for education, cultural, and social growth.
I think my biggest thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the Christ the Redeemer statue. I am so stoked to just in awe of everything that he's done for me, and just to look over Rio and that, and I hear great things about Brazil.
While in Rio, the ladies will be able to visit a few wonders of the world, including the Christ Redeemer statue, the world-famous Copacabana Beach, and the Maracana Stadium, while enjoying the cultural and social differences of another country, and now playing the game they love at an international level, watching their hard work pay off, while inspiring that next generation.
My philosophy and my thinking, why not just work harder, get better, just don't give up. Really, I mean, it's cliche, but put your trust in the Lord. He has a plan and literally knows your life before you do. You might not agree with his timing, but I mean, in the end, you have to just keep going, because he has goals and successes for you that you don't know about yet.
From the Concho Valley to Abilene, and now off to Brazil in a week, Alexis Templin is chasing her dreams and doing so in a big way. And when she returns to Abilene, she gears up for another season at HSU. The now junior has a new freshman addition to the team, her younger sister Mackenzie, and it's another dream accomplished.
Welcome back to Season Pass. One final time this season, we start on the baseball diamond tonight. Now, after pulling off a miraculous rally to win the 2025 Lone Star Conference Tournament, the #1 ranked Angelo State Rams shifted their focus to NCAA regionals this past week. The Rams looked doomed after surrendering 11 runs in the 8th inning of their LSC tourney opener versus Lubbock Christian. ASU needed a series of bounce-back performances on its home field to survive, and that's exactly what happened. 4 straight wins over opponents UT Tyler, Lubbock Christian, and St. Edwards twice propelled the Rams into the NCAA Division II South Central Regional, which they were once again set to host at Foster Field. Familiar rivals Lubbock Christian and St. Edwards went head-to-head in Game 1 as Angelo State awaited the loser of that matchup, which began just hours later. Let's hear from Rams head coach Kevin Brooks ahead of the South Central Regional.
It's fun. I mean, boy, what great teams. I thought it was a great tournament. All the 4 teams here are really good, and there's obviously familiarity between everybody. And, we'll line up and go play against two really good teams, and hopefully we play well and come out on top, but excited that they're coming.
Game 1 of ASU's South Central Regional Opener they would end up facing Lubbock Christian once again. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Rams waste no time. Bases loaded. Tate and Treadaway singles right side. Ethan Floodstrom scores. 1-0 Rams. Next batter, Lane Hutchinson flies one deep to right field. Jacob Guerrero tags from third, and he's going to score standing up. 2-0 Rams ahead early on. Weston Velocic up now, and check out this nifty move. Treadaway gets caught in a rundown between first and second, tries to avoid the tag, which he does, and then watch this. The ball gets out of the second baseman's glove. Treadaway steals second, and here comes Chase Penley. 3-0 Rams. What a play. Bottom of the second now, 1 out. Runners on third. And Floodstrom absolutely drills it deep right field. No doubt about it. That 2-run shot puts ASU ahead 5-0. And it was all Rams. Hutchinson adds another 3-run shot in the second, padding the lead to 8-0 as ASU cruises 11-3. LCU is eliminated, and the Rams return to Foster Field Friday for a matchup with St. Edwards. And speaking of that, let's zoom ahead to Friday's matchup. Rams ace pitcher Dax Dolphy getting the start for the Rams. He was phenomenal all night. He put on an absolute clinic, allowing just 3 hits, 1 walk, and recording 7 strikeouts, including that one right there on the mound. And don't look away, a defensive game highlighted by Justin Harris here. Spins on the ground, throw to first in time. A spectacular play closes out the top of the 6th. Harris also went 2 for 2 at the plate and scored the only run this game. Top of the 9th we go. Hilltoppers' last chance to tie this game. Rams up 1-0, but back-to-back fly balls to center field to Weston Velocic. Get the first 2 outs in the frame. Final out now. Luke Olson sends it to first. Give it a second, and then Treadaway tosses back to Olson to seal it. Rams back in action Saturday afternoon, and a win there clinches the South Central Regional. But if St. Edwards wins, this forces a decisive 3rd game. Let's see what happens. On to Saturday, Rams Hilltoppers Game 2. ASU now the designated visitor after taking Game 1 Friday. ASU 1 win away from hosting Super Regionals. Top of the 3rd, Jacob Guerrero up, sends this no-doubter to left center field. Gone. Rams tie it at 1. Guerrero's 7th home run of the season. And skipping ahead to the top of the 9th, tie game 4-4, 2 outs for ASU. And RBI leader Lane Hutchinson steps up and delivers. Lines a 2 RBI single up the middle. Rams take the lead 6-4 with 2 outs. Weston Velocic's turn now. He takes over for Brett Smallstra, who got the start Saturday at center field. And West rips this to left field. Ground rule double over the wall and left. Rams extend the lead 8-4. Hilltoppers make it interesting late, though, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. But it's not enough. Rams take it, winning 8-7, a thriller. Moving on to the Super Regionals for the 5th straight season, Rams host UT Tyler for a spot in the NCAA Division II World Series. Speaking of that, looking ahead to Super Regionals, the Rams will host at Foster Field once again this postseason. This time, of course, welcoming the UT Tyler Patriots in the town for a spot in the NCAA Division II Baseball World Series held in Cary, North Carolina. These teams split their regular season series in Tyler back on February 7th through 9th, with the Patriots taking the first 2 games before the Rams responded with 2 straight wins to split. More recently, ASU walked off to defeat UT Tyler in the LSC tournament on May 9th, 3-2 in a 12-inning thriller. Game 1 of these Super Regionals begins Thursday, May 22nd. Now over to the softball diamond, the Angelo State Rebels 2025 season has come to an end in the South Central Regional, losing to the number 3 ranked team in the nation and conference rival West Texas A&M. ASU fought tooth and nail until the very end in a heartbreaking 3-0 loss to the Lady Buffs in a winner-take-all 7th game. This does not accurately reflect the Rebels 2025 season, however. ASU finished 47-14 overall, going 34-10 in conference play, and a whopping 24-3 at Meyer Field. This year's team was headlined by the leadership of 10 seniors who engineered a remarkable program turnaround. Here's head coach Travis Scott reflecting on the season.
I am extremely proud of them for turning this thing back to the positive in such a short period of time. It's hard in the Lone Star Conference to rebuild because of the competition level. It's hard to go from 7th place to 3rd place, and our girls did that in 1 year and then repeated that again this year. And again, if it wasn't for the 2 teams that are just stacked right now with talent, we would be winning conference championships again.
Angelo State softball may be done for the year, but it's never too early to look ahead to next season. The Rebels 2026 team will have a new look after graduating 10 seniors this semester. Players to watch next season: Leilana Applin, Tatiana Trotter, Abby Brand. Applin led the team in most offensive categories in 2025, including a whopping .412 batting average, 77 hits, and 66 RBIs. Applin and Trotter were also tied for the team lead in home runs with 14 each. Additionally, Trotter and Brand were 2 of just 4 Rebels to start all 61 games this season.
Well, I'm already ready to get started next year because there's going to be so many new faces, and that, as a coach, that's exciting because you get to coach. You know, when you have a bunch of returners, it's like you got to come up with some stuff to keep them from getting bored because they've already heard it over and over. But we've got a talented group of people coming. We're still trying to fill in the final pieces to the puzzle. So we're trying to be picky there and waiting for that portal to really blow up when the Division I stuff gets in there.
Dallas sports now. The NBA held their draft lottery on Monday night. All eyes on the first pick, knowing that Cooper Flagg is most likely that selection. And just months after sending Luka Doncic to the Lakers, a move that most would consider one of the worst trades in NBA history, the Dallas Mavericks have landed the first pick in the lottery. Spurs, 76ers, and Hornets round out the next three. The NBA world now awaiting the Mavs selection. And staying with Dallas Cowboys schedule has been released. Let's take a quick look at some notable games to be played. Week 1 at Philadelphia. What's going to be a barn burner in that one. We see them again for another Monday night football game, this time hosting Arizona. We have another Monday night football game again with Vegas, and 3 more Thursday night games close out the final 6 weeks of the season, including Christmas and Thanksgiving. We also have a Sunday night game versus Minnesota. And a sophomore from the Arkansas School for the Blind is not letting anything get in his way as he chases his dreams, calling a Little Rock baseball game. Here's that story.
There's a special beauty to the game of baseball in every sense. The sight of a towering home run, the smell of fresh leather, the sound of bat hitting ball.
The pops of the glove, the crowds, the organs, the announcers.
Dallas Cathy, a sophomore at the Arkansas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired, has only ever known the game through those noises.
It's just always been what I love.
He keeps up with everything that happens in a day with baseball.
If I hear the bat crack and I don't hear a glove, you know, it's a hit. If I hear the bat crack and I hear the glove, it's an out.
And last Friday night, he got to live out a dream.
Warm welcome inside beautiful Gary Hogan Field and a welcome inside the Dom Thompson press box. I'm Max Coltrane, joined by Dallas Cathy.
Using stats printed in Braille, Cathy brought the color to the Little Rock booth.
What a shot by Cano.
And Cano breaks the scoreless tie with a solo shot.
And he definitely keeps that hitting streak going with that bomb.
With family and friends listening in the stands and around the state, Dallas did his thing.
It was kind of surreal, and I had people messaging me going, goodness, I didn't even know who that was.
And that's one thing that could lead to blowing the game open a lot more.
I think he surpassed any expectation probably any of us had.
And it is taking a minute to review this call.
It was pretty surreal that he got to live his dream tonight.
That's all from Little Rock for Dallas Cathy. I'm Max Coltrane signing off.
Had a great time. I felt like I belonged in that press box.
In Little Rock, Tyler Cass, THV 11 Sports.
One of my favorite things in this career field is seeing the production side of things. It takes a whole team to accomplish the goal of putting out a great show or a game.
Broadcasting a major championship is like watching an orchestra, but this orchestra is really, really big.
We have around 1,000 people behind the camera. We have, I would say, 200 cameras out there on the course.
Everywhere you look, you see a camera around Quail Hollow Club. And it probably helps that the championship is in a familiar place.
We have covered Quail Hollow and its incredible tournament since 2003, but this is a major. This is different.
To make it different, they incorporate a lot of tools and technology.
We have a 300-yard fly cam. We have 2 bunker cams. We have a sparrow cam, which runs through hospitality. We have a crane.
Yes, a crane with a cameraman on top.
His name is Cup, and he's 100 feet up in the air. It's an incredible piece of equipment, but it also is covering a hole that could make or break whether a player wins or loses the Wanamaker Trophy.
All the cameras, microphones, on-course reporters, and the graphics end up here in the broadcast compound.
We have around 20 18-wheelers, all doing specific things around the course.
From front 9 audio and video to back 9 audio and video, there are people working on graphics and replays of great shots. All the work going on in the fleet of 18-wheelers ends up in front of coordinating producer Sellers Schott and director Steve Milton, who has 50 major championships under his belt. In fact, a lot of the crew has decades of majors and Super Bowls to their credit.
The beauty about our crew is that the moment isn't too big. We're ready. I know the fans are ready to see us put on a good show, and I promise you we'll deliver.
And that may conclude Season Pass, but it doesn't conclude the sports season. We still have the Wallhawks, who take on Jacksboro next week for the regional final. One more win, and they have a chance to play for the state title. They haven't done so since 2019 when they won with a local ASU legend playing right now, Caleb Heritz. We also have Angelo State baseball. Speaking of Rams baseball, they host the Super Regionals down here in San Angelo. We have UT Tyler coming to town, and that's going to wrap up this episode of Season Pass. You can check out all of our content over at the ConchoValleyHomepage.com, or go check out underneath the locker room tab. You can also follow us on Twitter at KLST Sports. Sports never stops here in the Concho Valley. You want to always stay informed. When we pick things back up, West Texas football will be in full swing. We will see everybody at the end of August. Good night, Concho Valley, and have yourself a great summer.
Thank you for watching Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank. For more in-depth stories, scores, and highlights, head to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. For more on today's stories, visit ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Closed captioning for the hearing impaired is sponsored by